Well, first of all, I would like to share with you this image. Do you know the name of this place? Have you ever seen it before? It's a city under the water.
Atlantis.
The Atlantic. So I think it was maybe 2 years ago when I was surfing the internet, and then I found a very interesting documentary about the Atlantic from a Colombian scientist, historian, archaeologist also. He said that he had already discovered the exact location from this place, of this place. But then I was like, okay, I want to read his book. So I went to the library, I bought his book. I remember I was reading all days, so it took for me maybe 2 weeks, and because I'm not a good reader. But trust me, he doesn't know where the Atlantida is. That it was just about business, you know. But what about this other place? You know, this is El Dorado. It's in South America. It's also a mystery. There is also a lot of mystery about around this place because nobody knows the exact location. Also, people will say that they know the place and here's the place, but it's not true. But what's the connection between these two places? Well, because the fact is that both of these places were inhabited by civilizations that mysteriously disappeared. Nobody knows why, when, and how. But from these civilizations, there is one that has intrigued historians for many times. And this is because of the knowledge they already have about their achievements and remarkable technological progress. So today, I would like to talk to you about the mysterious collapse of the Maya Empire. Okay? Well, but to give you a general idea about the Mayans, I choose three main points: their background, their history and achievements, and their mysterious collapse. Okay? So let's go to the first point. The Mayan civilization, they were a Mesoamerican civilization developed in the southeast of Mexico. And also they were developed also in Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador. Their religion was polytheistic, which means that they believed in many different gods, especially the gods of sun, rain, and corn. They used to build also these huge pyramids and temples to worship their many gods. Their population was particularly concentrated near permanent water resources, as we are doing nowadays in all our cities. They used to build hydro canals to use the water inside in their cities. But let's go into their history. The Mayan history is divided in three main periods: the pre-classic period, the classic period, and the post-classic. The pre-classic period is just about their early settlement, when they started to grow from small villages into big cities. This is also when they stopped for walking all around the country, and they found a way to work the earth. So they developed skills to seed and harvest. And well, the classic period, it is just about the peak of the large-scale construction and urbanism there. This is when they build these pyramids and temples related with astronomical events. And the post-classic period, it is just about their collapse, the decline of this civilization. Well, but you know, they are famous because of their knowledge. Everyone says, oh, the great Mayans, they were really smart people, they were really advanced to their time. So here, as you can see, we have most of the most important developments. They were the first in the world to develop the concept of zero, and the only Native American society with a complete writing system. And also they created this famous calendar. You know about this calendar, maybe you have heard before. But how did they do this calendar? Because it's not just about numbers. This is more than just counting and making small calculations or easy calculations. As you can see here at the top of the slide, we have the graphical description for their numbers that they were using to make their calculations. But now I would like you to help me. It's just that I want you to understand in a better way what they were doing to make their calculations. So we can make this together. Do you have a pen? Somebody needs one pen? Okay. Nobody else? Well. What we are going to do now is I will give you two numbers. I want you to try to multiply these numbers as fast as you can. Okay? Let's go.
Can I try on the answer?
Multiply. Yes, and give me the
Yeah.
answer as fast as you can. Okay? Here we go. We have 12 and 23. Okay?
6,
And take the time.
2,
Okay, let's stop there. As you can see, most of the people will need to use a calculator to answer, to give me this answer. No? It takes time. But let's try to do this in the Mayan way. Okay? Here's the system. I will show you how they were using their techniques to make these multiplications. Here, as you can see, we're going to start with this number, the 12. It is related with the yellow lines here. Okay, you can try also to draw it if you wish. The number 1, just one line here. The number 2, these two lines here. And in the opposite side, we have the 23 with 2 lines here and 3 lines for the number 3. And what they were doing is that they separated these intersections in 2 sides. So here, these 2 intersections are the first digit for our answer. In the middle, if you add the 4 intersections and the 2 intersections here, you have the main, in the middle, the second digit. And the last one with the 6 points and intersections. So that's how they were doing these calculations in less than 10 seconds. 276, the answer. Faster than nobody can do it now. Ready?
Always works.
What?
It always works.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can try with huge numbers and you do the same and it's really fast. But what about their calendar? Just to give you a general explanation about this. As you can see here, in this big square, they developed and they were using the 13 seasons for 1 year. And in the corners, the 4 numbers, if you add the 4 numbers, you get the 28 days that we have for 1 month nowadays. No? And if you multiply these 28 days with the 13 seasons, you're going to get the 364 days. And if we use the 0 digit that, as I told you, they created, they were the first ones, we obtained the 365 days that we are using in our current calendar. So it was really accurate, really exactly. Um, but suddenly, something happened there. They started to have some troubles. And this is when the mysterious collapse started. Um, well, the Maya collapse is one of the biggest mysteries in archaeology. And these, as you can see here, these ones are the most important explanations and closer to the reality or a logical explanation. Crop failure as a result of drought. This is because the scientists think that to build these huge pyramids, they were using natural resources and burning harvest and burning the trees to create cement or concrete to build these pyramids. Other reason could be foreign invasion, overpopulation, epidemics. Most of the time, it's other reason why. And the collapse of trade routes, maybe because of wars and all that stuff. And one which is really popular now is the alien contact. Okay. As you can see here, this image is about the Spanish conquest, and this is like when they left their cities. Well, what happens is that most of the people believe that the mysterious collapse is related with the Spanish conquest. So when they arrived, maybe they destroyed everything, they burned the books, and they were killing the people and taking the gold to get it back to Spain. But actually, this is not the truth, because last researchers found that this happened, the Maya collapse started before. It was like, for example, when the Spanish arrived to Mexico and Cuba, what they found there were just small villages, no more than that, just small villages. So today, I talk you about the mysterious collapse of the Maya Empire, their background, their history and achievements, and their mysterious collapse. But above all of this information, theories, ideas, trying to explain why they disappear, when, and how. And even though nowadays we have a lot of good technological advance, we have a lot of techniques to study our past, there is only one last question that we can do to ourselves. And this is, will we get to decipher this mystery someday?